Welcome back, everybody. How did the garage? This is another part of Project LS Fest. We are going to be changing out injectors. So as I mentioned in the first Project LS Fest videos, I've already changed one out because it went bad on me. I had to change it out. It was in pretty bad shape, but I ran across a good deal on 8 of these, so I went ahead and bought them. I bought all these for 50 bucks. Pretty good deal, so I couldn't pass it up. I'm gonna go ahead and put all these in there, take the ones that's in there now out, clean them up, and have them ready to put back in other LS engine if I need to. I got these, of course, for a lot cheaper from somebody on Craigslist, but if you are interested, I will put the same exact ones that I used in the link below. So what you're gonna need for this, I'd recommend some Vaseline to put on the O-rings to help put it in, a screwdriver and some picks to remove the clip, pliers just in case, 5/16, or I think a 8 mil, maybe even a 7 mil, but a 5/16 will work. That's what I want to use. Also, I'd recommend before getting started to try your plug on this. So I'm going to try that one on this to make sure that it does actually fit, because there's multiple different injectors for these LS engines. This piece right here, you can push it in and then pull it up. I don't never have no luck, so I'm just going to take this whole thing off, or more room to hit that plug. Then you get it, you push down on that tab like this and pull it on up. That's gonna work. Now that everything's verified, got all the tools needed, I believe, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling everything off. This normally has the VORTEC cover right here. You take one bolt off right here, and that comes off, and then it'll look like this. If yours is stock, it'll probably be a lot different than this, but same concept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one side at a time. These are where the 5/16 bolts is, right here and right there, and that will allow this to come up. There's that plug I already took off. And the same way over here, before you start, undo this and bleed off your fuel pressure, just like it's an air valve, just like a tire. Mine didn't have no pressure in it, but if you do that, it'd be good to have your hand here, wear safety glasses, because it might have full of pressure and shoot everywhere, so be safe. So now I'm going to go ahead and undo all the plugs on this side, just like I showed you. So now I got everything off. I went ahead and disconnected the coil pack plug, put it up here out of the way so I have easier access. Took off all the fuel injector plugs and the harness and flipped it up. Make sure if you do that, you know exactly which one's which. The way I got my harness done, I can flip it back over and it's gonna fall right back into place. But it might be a good idea to go ahead and put some tape or something and number it 1, 2, 3, 4, so you know, just in case, if you're doing it this way. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get a screwdriver and I'm gonna pop off these metal tabs right here on all of them. Well, I wasn't recording, I thought I was, but I went ahead and took these bolts out with 5/16, and then I kind of wiggled this from the front and back and pulled up, and I popped these out. What I'm gonna do now is, with me already having the clips out of all of them, I'm gonna wiggle them out, put the new ones back in, put the new clips in it, and put them back in. Get you a rag or a paper towel, clean up the area where the new O-ring is going to be going in the fuel rail and in the intake. This is the part where the Vaseline will come in. You'll put the Vaseline around this O-ring right here, and what that will do is help it slide in there and be in the, set into place a lot easier. Do it to the top one too. Don't cake it in here or on here, just enough to let it slide. Don't get it in here. And you don't have to worry about it, because once the motor heats up, this will evaporate and you'll have a good seal. Already got the other ones in. I'm going to show this last one after getting the Vaseline in there. Set it in place, push down, it'll pop right into place. Line it all up, wiggle it a little bit. Alright, double check everything. Everything I believe is in position. Feels like everything's nice and tight. Flush up against it. Go to my special bolt holder. Starting by hand. I like to get it super tight with the impact. Now I'm gonna go back through and put these clips in. Once again, I thought I was recording. Once you get the bolts on, you're ready to put these tabs on, and what you're gonna do is pull up on the injector, because there's a lot of travel in this intake right here. So there's the O-ring right there too, so you don't have to worry about it having a loose connection or something. Just pull up on it to get it to mesh with this intake rail, or the fuel rail. And then this piece will slide on from the back like this. This piece right here, or this flat piece on each side, will go onto the injector. And these little slots on the side right here will slide onto the fuel rail. And then there's this tab on the back right here that will sit down on somewhere on the injector. So once you get it snapped into place from the back, once you get it snapped in, you can twist it and it will lock into place. You know it's locked into place whenever the tab or the metal retainer clip spins with the injector. They're in there, it's all good to go now. Now you just gotta reverse the steps, hook up the wires, put these pieces back in there. Once you get them in there, push them down, slide that back onto the wires, then go to the other side and do the same thing. Once you get these tabs in there, I'd also recommend that you push down on them, wiggle them around, and then try to pull up on it a little bit. Make sure it don't come loose. Don't pull on it too hard because you might rip your wire out, but just give it a little bit of tug on it, on all of them. Make sure they don't come loose. With all the fuel that came out, I would make sure that you give it enough time to dry, or blow it out with the air hose as much as possible to let it evaporate. I wouldn't try to start it up as soon as you get done, because with the heat it might go onto the headers or your exhaust manifolds and catch fire. So try to make sure it dries up. Well, got the other side done. This thing's running great compared to before. It wasn't running bad before, but some of them was on their way of going bad. I looked down the end of the injectors and there was some crud in it. Where it actually comes out, none of them look plugged up, all of them look pretty clean, but where the gas actually goes in from the fuel reel, there's a lot of black crud in there, it looked like. But this thing has a lot more power, smoother. The response is a lot better. So glad I did it. Something to think about too if you're having some bad gas mileage, or maybe it ain't running as good as it was, or maybe you just want to try to get some more power. Check your injectors. And I've already ran cleaner through this, I think twice so far, but I don't know, maybe it didn't do a good enough job or what, but replacing all of them now runs a lot better. But all I got, I replace injectors on a LS engine. The next time.